I've been getting to the money. Nah. Okay, hey y'all. My name is Farron. Welcome back to my channel, where here we talk about anesthesia and all the things of life, because we're trying to live our best lives over here. So if you want to be a part of that, just hit subscribe, like, comment, interact with me. Love reading y'all's comments and interacting with y'all. But today we're gonna talk about the money. All right, how much money can you make as an anesthesiologist assistant? I know y'all want to know, because I want to know. Okay, I wanted to know when I was looking up careers and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. Okay, so based on like a quick search on Google, I just went to like salary.com or something. It was saying that the average pay is about $173,000 a year, which is pretty accurate, because you know sometimes we go to them sites, I be like, where they making it at? Because where they doing it? I don't know. But y'all know this one was pretty accurate. 170K, that's pretty like competitive in today's market. But it says that the range is between, like, I'm gonna look down and make sure I get y'all right numbers. It's between like $140,000 and $214,000, which, okay, like I'm like, okay, that sounds familiar to me for when I was like, you know, back looking at jobs, you know. So I actually went on like one of the AA job sites just to kind of see like what the real numbers were looking like what the hospitals are looking like and what they're asking for or giving, whatever, right now. And so the lowest pay I saw was like 110K, and the highest pay I saw was, what was it? 300,000, 300K a year. Okay, now that's money. Now what I will say is, I feel like the places who's offering like 110K a year is typically places that's doing like the children's hospitals. Don't ask me why. I don't know. Like, I would feel like, you know, dealing with, you know, screaming children, and you know, to me, children bring me stress, so I feel like, you know, the pay might be a little higher, but that's just not what the market is giving. Okay, so typically like 110,000, you know, either like pediatrics or some type of like, maybe like some kind of like ortho, but like, I don't know, surgical center type of thing, where I don't know, but 110,000, that's like the lowest I've seen. And then the highest I've seen, 300K. Okay, now it didn't say whether it included, like, if this number included like the benefits, like does this include your benefit package, or is it just 300K? Like, it didn't really say. And it may be like locum work instead of like, oh, like, are you a W-2 worker, are you a 1099, like, it, whatever, call them, find out. Okay, but that's what it's looking like. Okay, I mean, 300K, that's a lot. But I'm sure, I would say this, for the hospitals or places that I've seen that's offering that, it's mainly like two scenarios. Either the hospital is in an area where other people don't really want to live. Not necessarily, it might be like a bad area, but it might not be a bad area, and it's just like maybe like out the way, and people don't want to live out the way. They want to be in the city. They want to be a city girl. Okay, that might be what it is. Or they're gonna make you work for that 300,000. So it could be like level 1 trauma center, gunshot here, labor delivery, all the things that you could think of, worst cases, 6 patients in the world. They make you work for that money. Okay, so I don't really know what the situation is, but I kind of feel like that's the trend when it comes to the salaries. That's just my opinion. Okay, so do what you want to do. But really, I feel like the competitive average is about 180, between like 170 and 180K a year. So let me just, I'm about to put y'all on game real quick, okay? Because I know, like, when y'all go and do y'all job interviews and y'all meet these people in Quad A, and there are a lot of recruiters there, and they're gonna hit y'all with some big numbers, okay? And it's gonna be like, this might be the most money you ever made in your life. So you like, I'm about to come up. I'm about to be in Louis Vuitton. I'm about to be in Coach, like, you know, whatever. Pause. Let's think about this. So let's say you make like $170,000, $180,000 a year. Baby, you're not about to see all that, okay? Because Texas be hitting. So let's do the math. So let's say 180K a year. I probably say you might see, like, with no overtime, anything like that, you might see, let's just say about $10,000 a month, like after taxes. And when I say that, I mean like your gross might be, I don't know, 14,000. But taxes, and it depends, it's gonna depend on what state you're in too. But taxes, let's just say it's 14,000 a month. So let's break that down to like if you get paid every like twice a month, okay? 14,000, 7,000 every 2 weeks. Got it? Y'all keeping up with me? Because I know the math, you know, the math be hard. 2023, you know what I'm saying? But listen, easy numbers, 7 and 7. So let's say you got $7,000. When you look at your paycheck, you might have grossed $7,000 for those past 2 weeks, which is good. I ain't never made that type of money, okay? But my feelings would be hurt, okay? Because the taxes just be, you know, like it'd be a little nasty, okay? 7,000, let's say 2,000 goes to like your federal taxes or whatever that may be, state taxes or whatever. So that leaves you with like $5,000 left, right? That's probably a little bit more accurate to what you actually gonna take home, because like that 2,000 might include like whatever they're taking, like federally. It might be like, okay, if you're contributing a certain amount to your 401k, like those pre-tax deductions, those will come out of that. If you're paying like your insurance, all of your benefits and all that stuff comes out. So let's just say you might really be doing about like 5,000-ish a check. That's a little bit more realistic. Now, if you have kids, I don't have no kids. Okay, if you have kids, like you might have like a little bit more like exceptions. They may not take as much out. It's just gonna depend on whatever your situation is. So let's say you got $5,000 a month. No, $5,000 every 2 weeks. So that's about 10,000 a month. Okay, so what you gotta pay for? Well, let's think about this. It's a lot of money, y'all. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of money, but it's kind of like now 6 months to maybe a year, you're gonna have to start paying on your student loans because you're gonna be out of your deferment, out of your grace period. If you're doing the standard and your daggone loans is high like mine, and they taking the coins, you might like the standard payment might be like, I don't know, 3,000. So now we go from 10,000 a month to 7,000 a month, which still, like, let me tell y'all something. I'm very blessed to be in this position. So I don't want y'all to think like, oh, like she's so ungrateful. Like, you know, she said she's never made this money before. That's not it. It's just kind of like when you see your paycheck and you see like how much you gross versus what you take home, and then you think about all the bills that's got to go out, because you got to pay your bills. Okay, and your lifestyle is changing. You gotta have a place to live. You gotta, maybe you rent like a little bit of a nicer place than what you did before. So these are just things you have to keep in mind. Like now you paying your own insurance, especially what, 26, 27, that's when they cut you off. So I'm just saying, so think about that, okay? When y'all are looking for jobs, and like I said, you're gonna be going to these conferences, it's gonna be recruiters there. They're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna pay you $300,000, we're gonna pay you $200,000. Ask why. Ask what the environment is like. Say like, you know, what do the cases look like? What are the typical shifts? Are y'all doing call? Are y'all working weekends? You know, do y'all work holidays? Like, these are important questions. Like sometimes we get caught up in just looking at the dollar sign, but we forget to ask like questions that have to do with our lifestyle, if you know what I'm saying. So make sure to look into that. Also, the other thing they're gonna throw at you is those sign-on bonuses. Okay? Listen, them sign-on bonuses will have you thinking like, listen, it's about to be Gucci. It's about to be, I don't know. Listen, I just got here. I don't know all the, you about to think it's about to be up, okay? But here's the thing. Let's say they offer you a $70,000 sign-on bonus, which is not ridiculous. I've seen it. I've seen it go from like, some places might offer like a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Some places might offer $70,000 to $90,000 sign-on bonus. And the thing about that is, if they're offering like $5,000, something low, two things might be happening. One, everybody wants that job and nobody's leaving. So they don't really feel the need to offer you a high sign-on bonus because they're like, listen, people want to work here anyway, whether we give the sign-on bonus or not. We were just being nice, okay? Or they are in a battle where they feel like either maybe they feel like they can't give you more or they shouldn't give you more as a sign-on bonus. So that's kind of a feel the vibe thing, but in my experience, it kind of goes one way or the other. And also on the other side of that, yeah, if they offer you $90,000, $110,000 for a sign-on bonus, why? Like, why do y'all, like, is the need that great? Y'all just have so many patients, so many cases, or are y'all losing people a lot and y'all had to up y'all sign-on bonuses to get people to come in? So that's what I'm saying. Like, do your research for real with these jobs, because you never know what you're going to get into. Also, when you accept the sign-on bonus, it's a sign-on bonus, which means you've signed on to receive all of this money, right? So the contract you might sign on might be 3-4 years. Okay, let's just say it's 3-4 years. Well, let's say you get there, you took your sign-on bonus, you spent it. And first of all, you ain't gonna get the whole thing because, baby, Uncle Sam about to get his. So believe that. But let's say you take on your $70,000 sign-on bonus. You start the job, first 2 weeks, you're like, I'm cooling. It's great. I love it. Next thing you know, your co-workers acting up, ain't nobody got your back. They start changing your schedule. All these other things start to go. And you're like, listen, this is not giving which I said it was gonna give, okay? But you got the bonus, right? So I recommend that you, if you're gonna take a sign-on bonus, I recommend that you don't spend it. Like, if you have to, because you've been broke for 2 years because the program, like, it just kind of eating at your funds, do what you got. I mean, do what you gotta do. But I'm saying, like, keep it, hold it, you know, maybe give it a year, give it into where you feel like, okay, I'm not going anywhere, I'm happy where I'm at. Because if you leave early, they want their money back. And like I said, their money is taxed when you get it. But when they want that money back, oh baby, they don't care about no tax. They want the whole thing back. They don't, if they say 20,000 and after tax you get 10, guess what they asking for? 20,000. So keep that in mind when you're taking jobs and you're looking at sign-on bonuses and, oh my God, I'm gonna make $110,000 and I'm gonna get, you know, the Louis Vuitton purses every month, and, you know, I'm gonna get this new car, and I'm just gonna, you know, keep these things in mind, okay? Like I said, I'm very blessed, very fortunate to make as much money as I do. And we all are. Once you get here, we really all are, especially for the jobs that we do. So, you know, don't get me wrong, it's a lot of money. It's definitely a different lifestyle if you want it to be. But those are just some things to keep in mind. Also, when you're making a lot more money, they're taking a lot more money. So these are just things I'm learning along the way. I recommend getting you, like, I don't want to say tax guy, because, like, I kind of don't like the word tax guy, tax girl, but basically get you a financial advisor who's, like, who knows what they're doing and knows that, like, you want somebody who's gonna do the best for you, and their goals should match your goals. So if you say, oh, I want to retire by this time, or I want to spend time investing in this, make sure that they're making moves to where your goals are being met, okay? Because some people, excuse me, anybody can say that, oh, I'm a financial advisor, girl, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Do your research. Make sure they say who they say they are. They're gonna do what they said they're gonna do, okay? That's all I'm saying. One more thing. Okay, so let's say, another scenario. Let's say that you start off making $170,000 a year, right? Which we talked about will probably look like around between $9,000 to $10,000 a month, just depending on your situation after taxes, after all the things come out, right? Okay, so yeah, so also the longer that you're there, like let's say like it's $180,000 when you get there and you work there for like a year. Some places, depending on the hospital, you're gonna have like an annual salary growth, which might look like, oh, the next year you make, I don't know, $3,000 to $5,000 more dollars, right? So that's definitely gonna be like hospital dependent. You could come in making 170, and then maybe like a year in they go up and say, okay, 175, and then maybe the next year you stay at 175, but then the year after that you go up to 180. That can also be a trend as well, so make sure to ask about that, because I also didn't really know that that was a thing. So ask that, and ask You ask the recruiters because that's the ones who talking to you, but sometimes the recruiters don't know, and you gotta ask the people who work there. You gotta get on the ground and get running. So if somebody asks to interview you and you're gonna go fly out there, yeah, fly out there. Go do it, because this is gonna be a place where you spend most of your time. If you get there and don't nobody wanna work there, maybe that's a sign, like the vibe ain't right, okay? So keep that in mind. Also, if you have like 2 years of experience or whatever experience, and you might want to consider doing like locum work, which is basically you'll be a traveling AA, you will make a lot of money, okay? Because it's like contract work, okay? The only thing about that is you're going to be responsible for making sure you have the money for your taxes, because that stuff kind of doesn't automatically come out. You have to be in charge of like your own benefits, like insurance, 401k, all of those things. So it's a lot to take on, but if you get you a good financial advisor and someone who can handle those things for you, then the transition may not be as wild, okay? But that's a big thing to consider. It's a lot of money, so, but you do need experience before you go do those things, and you will be able to pay off your loans pretty fast, because I mean, these are hospitals who really need help. Like, they need the people on staff, so they're paying you a lot of money to come and take care of their patients, right? Okay, so just letting y'all know that. Overtime. So the way that kind of my hospital works, at least, is like you're guaranteed your salary. So you're guaranteed the $170,000 whatever a year or whatever, for 40 hours, right? You work 40-hour weeks or whatever like that. But also if you do overtime, so for example, I work 4/10s. So let's say I work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I'm off Friday. Well, I could pick up an overtime shift, and your overtime pay is going to be more than what your regular hourly pay is. So also keep that in mind too when you are looking to start working, because like you want it to be opportunities where you can make more money when you can. Like for Christmas time, if you need overtime and you're working at a hospital where they don't really do overtime, that might be something that you might want to consider. Otherwise, you know, go work your overtime, get that extra money, and call it a day. I mean, obviously also tax, but you'll see it. You'll definitely see the results. So that's all I have to say about the money. You know, it's a great career. If y'all have any questions, let me know in the comments or DM me on Instagram at @IamFairNamara. Also, I do have some resources for y'all too. If you want access to that, let me know in the comments, or like I said, DM me on Instagram. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe so I can make sure y'all like this and I can get y'all some more of this, okay? Let me know what y'all want to do. What you want to do. All right, I'm gonna see y'all next time. Sorry about the late video. Bye.